What's up, Dream Media family? This is Zach. Welcome back to another episode. We are out here exhibiting with our good friends at Fidelity Imports. Big thanks to Fidelity for having us out at the show. We are showing off some of our favorite brands. You guys have seen a lot of pearlescent here recently, but I wanted to give a little shine to our newest addition out of Sweden, the Primare. This is an absolutely stunning, well-built amplifier and preamp company. We are doing a full home theater system here today. So we partnered with them on their separates, the SP25 as well as the A35.8. That's an 11-channel processor and an 8-channel Class D amplifier. Now I'm gonna be bringing on Terry today from Primare, and he is going to talk about a little bit of the heritage of Primare as well as what makes them stand out from everybody else.
We're a company that's been around for nearly 40 years, first starting out in Copenhagen, Denmark, and then moving very shortly after that into Sweden. And we continue to focus with our efforts in Malmö, Sweden, which is the southernmost part of Sweden, just across from Copenhagen, connected by the Öresund Bridge. And there we are infused with kind of a Scandinavian philosophy that essentially we call Primare's practical design approach. We make sure that every product we build has a certain level of balance, not too much, not too little, providing the best possible experience for the greatest number of people. And as a result, we do some things that may be slightly different than other companies. We were one of the first to adopt high-performance Class D amplification because of all of the many benefits that it provides. And not just for small, compact size and low heat, but then the opportunities for the shortest possible signal path and the ability then to deliver massive amounts of power instantaneously that simply is not possible with older technology. Similarly, we were one of the first to adopt digital streaming platforms in an effort to understand that we can now reach so much in the way of content in a meaningful way, but that needed to be playback at a high performance level. And so as Zach mentioned, we've got the SP25 Prisma processor here, and this is designed with a very specific brief. And that is, our belief is that there should be no distinction between music and movies. I have a many-decade career in teaching film and in producing film, and one of the key things I know is the art and craft of film sound is far more complicated than, I don't want to say, the simple craft of recording music. Because in part, music is about 1/3 part of that soundtrack. We have dialogue and effects to add to that. And with those effects, we need to be able to do two very important things. That is, be able to play soundtracks that convince us of the reality of something we've never experienced, or confirm for us the reality of the moment by portraying sounds that we know every day. People's speaking voice, the doors opening and closing, the sound of a cell phone. All of those things need to be replicated in a way that is convincing and psychologically moving, and in fact create an entire emotional response from an audience, much in the same way that music does, without any kind of language really necessary being involved. So whether it's clips from Oppenheimer or The Quiet Place or music from A Star Is Born, all of those things need to be able to be presented in the best possible way so that the entire family can enjoy high fidelity reproduction, both audio and video. One of the reasons why we emphasize this ability for any system to play any format, any movie or music, is the idea, the concept of music out loud in the home. A number of years ago, a researcher by the name of Daniel Levitan wrote a book called Your Brain on Music, and he was tasked by a couple of manufacturers to do a study on what was the effect of having a sound system to play out loud for the entire household, and what would be the results. And so Daniel did the study. He installed cameras throughout the living area. He did entrance and exit interviews. He had, I think, 137 families or households of every type. And the result of the study, to be very brief about it, is that every aspect of that household improved. People spent more time together, they stood more closely together, they sat more closely together, they listened to music or watched movies more frequently together. But most importantly, and I think because Daniel is an academic trained at McGill University, when he came down to the really critical metric, and that was partner in bed awake time, improved by 67%. Now, I'm not going to suggest that if you install a high-performance audio system like Primare and pearlescent, your sex life is going to improve by almost 3/4. But it can't hurt, and people have tried a lot of other stranger things. So So the SP25 has a number of different important concepts to it. It is based in some ways on our SPA25, 11-channel processing, 9-channel integrated amplifier, but it is completely redesigned with a linear power supply and a completely reworked preamplifier section so that it can function for both 2-channel, high-performance 2-channel, as well as multi-channel. There is no need to have any separation between those two amplification systems. And then the A35.8 is a really good example of our Primer practical design approach in that many people ask us why 8 channels of amplification? Shouldn't it be some odd number, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, who knows how many? And from experience that we've had over the years of producing 3-channel, 5-channel, 7-channel amplifiers, we realized that the best thing to do was take advantage of the technology that we've been using a long time, and that is be able to bridge stereo pairs of amplification. So each of the 4 pairs of amplifiers here can be bridged into mono. And so in the case of our system here, we've actually bridged a pair of those to be able to provide extra power to the center channel, which while it is small, it still carries a heavy load in producing a film soundtrack that is more easily done by our larger Perlisten loudspeakers here, which by the way, mate extraordinarily well with the A35.8, whether in stereo or multi-channel. And as a result then, you can take this A35.8 and bridge all 4 pairs. And this allows you to have a very powerful bi-amp amplifier to be able to drive a speaker like the Perlistens with 750 watts of very clean, very dynamic, very musical and nuanced power per channel. That's a total of 1,500 watts from this small, compact amplifier. And be able to do that, we've had to do some really ingenious engineering characteristics. So the power supply is designed with APFC, auto power factor correction, so it's absolutely no noise. But to make sure that any noise it might generate is isolated from the power amplifiers, we actually modify our Hypex modules so that they're actually installed into custom heat sinks that surround them to effectively isolate them from any noise and also improve heat dissipation. And then this further isolates the input and output section from any noise that the power supply and/or the amp modules might produce. And then this allows us for the shortest possible signal path, about this long from input to output. And what that realizes then is an incredible dynamic, nuanced, detailed, musical sound that really typifies the ability then that we at Primare are trying to do in creating a nuanced sound that everyone can listen to, everyone can enjoy, regardless of what the source might be, stereo, multi-channel, whether it's analog or digital. All of those things we want to be able to present in a way that is a cost-effective package that, while not inexpensive, is not outrageously expensive, is very cost-effective and allows for anyone to really enjoy the sound of Primare. One thing to talk about when we talk about Primare is our history with both 2-channel and multi-channel sound. We've been noted for many, many years with the ability to create great 2-channel products, and a few years ago, actually almost 20 years ago now, we included the multi-channel experience into that, but all of the time informing those multi-channel products with the same features, functionality, implementation, and design to make sure that you got the same quality of sound when listening to multi-channel as 2-channel. And so we produce phono preamplifiers, we produce CD players, we produce network players, we produce integrated amplifiers, preamplifiers, as well as basic amplifiers. In fact, one of the basic amplifiers, the A35.2, is a stereo amp that can be bridged, like our A35.8, where 4 of its pairs of channels can be bridged. And between those two, we can offer every possible combination of speaker configuration you might want to choose in the almost dizzying choices available to you with Dolby Atmos platform. This immersive audio is the kind of thing that I think brings that 2-channel quality that we've always been striving for in home multi-channel systems, that we've always been more easily able to bring into the 2-channel sphere. But with the capability of multi-channel, with the fact that in some ways it taps into the concepts first developed by Bell Labs almost 100 years ago, that to be able to provide convincing sound experience, you needed multiple channels of speakers and amplification. There is a magic that happens with many loudspeaker brands, but in particular with Perlisten. There is something about how our products work together in a really meaningful way, whether 2-channel or multi-channel. So again, with the package that Dream Media and Fidelity Imports can provide, there is superb sound on offer.
All right, guys, big thanks to Terry for coming on and educating you guys on this amazing company. I mean, we have had nothing but crazy comments. People leaving with smiles on their faces. I ask, how was it? Great. amazing, fantastic, insane. There has been a line in this room from sun up to sundown, past show hours even, because people can't get enough of this space. I'll give you a little insight into the room. We're running a full per listen 5.2.2, and like Terry said, the amplification really complements these speakers well. People have been in particular commenting on this amplifier, and their processor is fantastic as well. So thank you guys for tuning in today. If you are interested in purchasing anything home theater related, either head over to our online store, dreammediaav.com, or call today and schedule a free video consultation with one of our specialists. If you like this video, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button down below for more. Till next time, this is Zach with Dream Media Home Theater. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.